This is the Upgrade Yourself podcast, where you'll learn actionable steps to enhance all areas of your life and design a life that you love. Here are your hosts, Chris and Diana Bryant. Welcome to episode 0 of Upgrade Yourself. I'm Chris Bryant.
And I'm Diana.
And we are going to be kind of introducing ourselves. We'll be going over what the podcast is about, what you can expect, who it's for, and we'll kind of go from there. Kind of casual here.
And I think the best thing to do is to start by introducing ourselves. Mm-hmm. So as I mentioned before, I'm Diana. I am Chris's wife, and I came to the U.S. from Colombia about 20 years ago. And very shortly after I came to the U.S., I met Chris, and we dated for like 6 months. We were best friends for like 5 years, then dated for like 6 months, and then we decided to get married. And our story starts from there. You guys will learn more later on about us. But going back to me, I studied psychology and life coaching. So I have, and I actually run a ministry as well where I help thousands of women all over the world to live a balanced life and transform their lives and achieve all their dreams. So it's something that I have implemented in my own life, and now I'm very excited to be able to pass that knowledge along to you guys.
And so for me, I went to school for film. I thought I wanted to be a filmmaker, doing big Hollywood stuff, until I got onto a major Hollywood set and I realized this is not for me. I mean, even if you're Steven Spielberg, you don't have complete creative control. So right when we got married, I started Bryant Productions, video production company, very tiny. It was, basically me, myself, and I running it. And just kind of grew it and rebranded it as Empire Studios back when we lived in New York City, maybe 2014, 2015 timeframe. And I was able to bring that full time. That's what we currently do. And, traveling all over the United States, a little bit all over the world right now, but definitely all over the U.S.
We definitely travel for pleasure all over the world. So.
Yeah, definitely travel for pleasure all over the world, but for video production across country, definitely. And this allows us to, have this amazing lifestyle where we can work from anywhere and kind of set our own schedules to a large extent. And yeah, we wanted to pass along what we've learned over the years with you. Perhaps get some guests on here that can shed some light and go into more detail on certain topics that are important to everyone here that are listening. And yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we came up with 4 questions here for you guys that I thought you guys may be asking yourself. And one of them is, why the podcast name? Why Upgrade Yourself? You want to answer that question, Chris?
Yeah, so Upgrade Yourself. I mean, it's almost like it's an app, remember the scene in The Matrix when Neo's learning all these like kung fu moves and it just downloads into him. On your app, when something's outdated, you just tap update and you get downloaded the new information, and it's better than it ever has been. So my thought with Upgrade Yourself was to enhance yourself in every way, not just, let's say, physically, but also mentally and with your career and all these other areas of life. Diana is a certified life coach as well, so she taught me all about the areas of life, which you will be learning all about shortly. But, if you are great in career only, and that's it, or let's say you're just great financially, there's so many people that are really good financially, but they're just a wreck in physical, or recreation is like 0, but they're making tons of money, but they're not happy ultimately. So right. This is important to have a balance of all the areas to make sure that you are,
happy and
A+ human being, well-rounded. There you go.
Yeah. And I also see it from a perspective of having an opportunity to get better every day. We have to, I truly believe that we can do things intentionally. Like we need to intentionally seek to grow and to be better every day, because that's the only way we grow in life and we get to become better people in every single area. So Upgrade Yourself, to me, that's a way to do it. And that's basically what we did as a couple. We help each other a lot with Chris, and we set up goals and in every single area of our life. And we literally designed the life that we wanted to live. And in order to do that, we needed to upgrade ourselves in every single area. So I think this podcast has that intention. That's why it carries the name, because the intention is to be able to download all this information to you guys now, so you guys can grow in every area of your life.
Yeah, and this is stuff that's not taught at school or university. It's kind of like this is taught through the school of life.
Right.
And
Yes.
I'd love to kind of give you guys the Cliff Notes version. So we've learned what works and certainly what doesn't work.
Right.
Every time we find something that works, we've gone through 10 things that didn't work.
Right.
So we're just trying to cut through the noise and let you guys know what worked. Here are different hacks that we use. Here's actionable steps to achieve, X or Y in your life.
Exactly. Yep. And that's something, and that leads us, I think, to the next question, which is, what can you expect on this podcast?
Yeah, so we're going to be going over the 8 areas of life, and I'll let Diana talk about that in a second as the certified life coach. But really what you can expect is actionable steps. We don't want to produce a single podcast that does not leave you with actionable steps you can take as soon as you're done listening to it to go and execute on. Whether it's something small or something big, we firmly believe any step forward is positive. So, there's always steps back in life, but, you want to be making more positive steps forward than you are making steps backwards. So we want to make sure that this podcast is at least one of those steps forward for you every day or every week, because these will be coming out once a week.
Right. And the intention of the podcast is not just to motivate you or inspire you. It's also to, as Chris mentioned, give you those actionable steps that you can start right away. Like right when the podcast finishes, you can start right away implementing those steps. And as Chris mentioned before, there are different areas of life that we're going to be producing content on every single one of them. One of them is health. So we're going to be focusing on teaching you different ways that you can improve your health, because both of us have done it. Like we have changed our lifestyle, I will say, as far as eating. We're eating way more healthy than before, exercising more, and we have noticed a significant change on every single aspect of our health. So
I found pictures of me from like when we were dating and like when we were friends. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't recognize me.
Yeah, me neither. And we probably will share some of those with you guys on Instagram and things like that. So you guys can see the before and after, definitely.
Oh boy, I'm nervous now.
The next area of life is the mental, is our mindset towards things, right? It's always thinking positive. It's always thinking that you can do it. It's having that you can do it all type of mentality that we will be providing you different tools where you will learn how to do that and how to have that mindset, that positive mindset to achieve all your dreams. The other area is the financial, of course. We will teach you on everything from how to balance your checkbook all the way to save and how to invest your money and things like that, and what have worked for us, what have not worked for us, and definitely to be able to have a financial balance as well.
And I was going to say that too. These are actual things that, like, tactical steps that got us to where we are, where we can,
right.
we have this kind of a
lifestyle,
yeah,
where we can travel and have different. We were very intentional when it came to money, so we know exactly with every single penny that comes in where it goes, and it takes some discipline to get there. But we'll definitely be teaching you on that, on image, on how you look. Are you happy with the way you dress, with the way you look? Are you okay with your self-esteem? Everything that has to do with image. It was something that we also work intentionally, and we created the image we wanted to see on each other, basically.
For those of you keeping track, that's item number 4.
Item number 4. Number 5 will be lifestyle. So we're going to teach you everything that we have implemented in our own life, living a more simple life, more minimalistic. We're more environmentally friendly and more conscious about everything that we do when it comes to lifestyle, being more organized, more structure, being more focused, things
Also,
like that.
like very high level things like being able to work from anywhere. Like, how do you set that kind of a thing up?
Absolutely. And that ties in with the next area of life, which is recreation, and is we're going to give you travel tips and how to bring more balance and like relaxation to your day to day, right? Because you also need to enjoy life. It's not just work, but also be able to enjoy life. We're going to be talking about career, how you can improve. If you're looking to become an entrepreneur, or if you're looking to start your own business or excel in your own career right now, that's something that we will definitely be giving you tips and how to do it, right? Before we become entrepreneurs with Chris, we both work in corporations, and we learn different ways to get ahead of the game, to climb the ladder, I will say.
And this is the one that I'm amped up about the most, careers, because I don't know, I really, really enjoy this. Everything having to do with being an entrepreneur, from the mindset of an entrepreneur to the hustle and not hustling all the time, which goes back to recreation. It's so important to have downtime. That's a whole other podcast, people. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm so amped up about careers.
No, yeah, me too. That's a very interesting topic there, and it has like that particular area of life has so many topics to talk about. Is exciting. And then finally, we have relationships, which is social skills, marriage, friendships, family, anything that has to do with relationships. We will be giving you tips on how to improve it, how to be, if you're an introvert, how to be able, because I am an introvert, how to be able to do public speaking, even if you're not going on that route. But just the fact of being more social, being out there, right?
And how to survive living with an extrovert, because my wife does.
Exactly, yes. So we are, you guys have here an introvert and an extrovert, so you guys will hear from both worlds how a relationship will work. So that's pretty much all the areas of life that we will be covering.
Yeah, so those are the main levels, and we have topics in mind. We have things that we want to go over. There's like future episodes mapped out. We know what we're going to be doing, but we also want to know, what topics do you, dear listener, want to learn about? Very specific. Is it in one of these things? Is a hyper-specific question that you have a question on? So maybe it's something that we were planning on speaking about. We might move it up in the pipeline a little bit because we're seeing that there's interest, that people have questions, or maybe something we haven't even thought about yet, and you help to create that spark. So let us know definitely what topics you want to learn about. As far as how to get a hold of us, either you could hit us up on Twitter at Studio 12 Academy, or you can send me an email directly, Chris at studio12academy.com. Chris is common spelling CHRIS at studio12academy.com.
Or you can also visit our website at studio12academy.com. There we have a section where you can submit your questions. You can submit topics for podcasts or YouTube videos. So definitely check out the website. You guys will be able to send us information.
That's the bottom of the page of the contact us. So just
Yep, you can send the questions there.
Yep. So because we like to have actionable steps, and I said, really every podcast episode needs to have some kind of actionable steps that you're going to walk away with. We have 2 for you today. Even though this is episode 0, we've got 2 for you. First, subscribe to this podcast and tune in next week. Because we've got a lot of, if this already piqued your interest, you're going to like it. Give it a shot. Subscribe. Make sure you get the newest episodes on your favorite device. And number 2.
Also, don't forget to share. Share with your friends, your family. Let them know what we are all about and get them excited about it as well. And as you grow, they can grow as well. So, make sure you share this podcast with them.
Yep. Feel free to follow us on your favorite social platform. We're currently on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you are active on any of those, feel free to hit us up there as well. We are always listening.
So yeah, we're very excited about this. We meant to do this with Chris for a long time. So I'm really, really happy we finally sat down and started this podcast for you guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys then. Until then, have a fantastic week.